Hey guys, JamesMCD Reviews here. Welcome to another episode of the Cinematic Bucket List series, and just in time for spooky season, I've got a double feature of Hocus Pocus and Hocus Pocus 2. The first movie releasing in 1993, and the second movie releasing this year in 2022. I hadn't seen the first movie before this, and I figured rather than just starting in the middle and reviewing the second one on its own, make this into a bucket list special for you guys. So the first movie centers around a kid who moves to a new town in Salem, and it's your typical fish out of water type of story. He doesn't like where he's staying, he misses his friends, he hates everything. But then later that night, him and his little sister and this girl that he really likes accidentally resurrect the Salem sisters, this evil coven of witches who were put to death in the olden times, but promise to return when a virgin lights a candle and sets them free. So now the three of them have to stop the Sanderson sisters from brewing this potion to suck all the life force from the children in Salem so that they can live forever. Like I said, I've never watched this movie before this, and I didn't really know what to expect aside from just typical 90s cheese, I guess. And that's pretty much exactly what I got. I wasn't super crazy about this movie, but I can see why it's become a cultural phenomenon. And don't get me wrong, there are a lot of things about it that I really like. For one thing, the Sanderson sisters. These three actresses carry this movie. Whenever they are on screen, they're just so much fun to watch. They're like the Three Stooges, but witches. Bette Midler, Sarah Jessica Parker, and the third one. They all have really great chemistry. Shut up. They all have really great chemistry, and they're just so much fun to watch. They have some great moments of slapstick and everything. I also really like the aesthetic. The 90s, say what you will about the 90s, but they really did holidays very well. Especially Halloween. It's got the same feel that Halloween 3 Season of the Witch had, where it just oozes Halloween atmosphere, just the colors and the lighting and the set design, everything is just so surrounded in the holiday spirit, and I just really love stuff like that. It was also entertaining, it was fun, I wasn't bored watching it. There are some things about it that make it feel dated, there are a lot of cliches of that time period, and I mean even by that standard they were considered cliches, so I don't think it's unfair to call them that. But you had the typical cartoony Bulk and Skull from Power Rangers type of bullies, and the awkward romance between the girl and the awkward kid and everything like that. The virgin stuff was also really weird. The way that they kept bringing that up, the police officer asking him are you a virgin, kid? And everyone was just pointing out the fact that the main kid is a virgin. Does Disney think that virgin means something else? I'm glad that is one of the few things that I'm glad that they addressed in the second one, because I'm oh, this is weird. It was cute, it was fun, it was charming. I don't know if I'd go out of my way to watch it again, but I am glad that I at least saw it once, and like I said, I can totally see why this had such a big impact and why it's such a fan favorite among so many people. Going to my ranking, I would give Hocus Pocus a 3 out of 5. Next up we have Hocus Pocus 2, the second movie that takes place I think about 20 or 30 years after the original. The Sanderson sisters have returned to Salem thanks to another set of virgins being tricked into lighting another goddamn candle. And now they've just given up on sucking the souls of all the children. They just want power, so they're going to extreme lengths to complete this one spell to give them all the power in the world. So this new group of young innocents have to stop the witches before it's too late. I'm gonna be honest, this one kind of pissed me off. This was one of those where it was like a Cruella thing, where the movie was going pretty fine until the ending, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But I will talk about the good stuff first. Once again, this movie is carried by the Sanderson sisters. They are a little bit dumbed down in this one. Not to say that they didn't have their dumb moments in the original, but here, as soon as, the teenagers led them into a Walgreens, which, by the way, one of the top 3 most egregious scenes of product placement in movie history ever. But they had to have learned from their mistakes of last time that they were being, you know, tricked by this group of kids. Like, but no, they're still so much fun to watch. They're still a joy to see. Their performances are great. And honestly, they're the only, like, likable characters in the entire movie because, God, the rest of the characters just were completely uninteresting. The main, like, trio of girls have, like, no personality. They're, like, unnecessarily bitchy for no reason, and it was really just putting me off. Like, I didn't, like, in the original, I wanted the main kid to succeed. In this one, I honestly couldn't give less of a shit if the witches succeeded or not. Add that on top of the fact that the acting is just pretty, like, dull. Like, it isn't anything awful, but it just feels very, like, Disney Channel. Like, and I mean, even then, honestly, you know what? No, I'd classify the original more under Disney Channel because of just how, like, over the top and, like, corny it was. This just feels like, you know, reading the lines, like, not even really caring about, like, what you're saying or, like, you know, actually, like, feeling anything. It's just, you know, saying the things, going through the motions. It's just, the story is also literally the exact same as the original, where it's, you know, oh no, the sisters got released and now we have to stop them. And it's literally just doing the exact same beats, except more. Like, the sisters have not one, but 2 song numbers in this one, and they are extremely forced. Like, at least them singing I Put a Spell on You felt like it fit in the original, rather than them just doing, you know, a rendition of an Elton John song and then a Blondie song later. Even Doug Jones as a zombie, like, it was cool seeing him back, but he didn't really have that much of a purpose. Like, he just kind of comes in and out of the movie. Like, at least there seemed like there was a purpose to him in the original. Here, he's just here because he was in the first movie. The visual effects in this also sucked. Like, this isn't just a problem with this. It's been a reoccurring problem with, like, a lot of Disney's recent stuff. Like, did they just blow all their money, like, in 2020 and now they have no more money to, like, pay for better effects? Or are they just putting out so many products that their visual effects artists can't do good work? Oh, right, maybe that's it. But yeah, like, how the hell have we gotten to a point where the visual effects in 1993 look better than the visual effects in 2022? But yeah, like I said, the movie, for a good majority of it, was just fine. Like, it was very inoffensive, just kind of dull and boring. But then when we get to the ending, well, kind of the beginning too, but when we get to the very ending, that's where I was kind of just like, yeah, fuck this movie. The reason I was comparing it to Cruella is because they do pretty much the exact same thing that they've been doing with all of their Disney villain movies, which is, hey, we gotta get you to sympathize with the characters so that, you know, when something bad happens to them, you feel bad. And it's like, remember when Disney villains were allowed to just be villains? Like we don't need to see the backstory of the Sanderson sisters being like, oh, the townspeople, they're forcing me to marry this guy that I don't like, so we're gonna get revenge on them by doing magic and burning their houses down. Like, we had a decent enough backstory for them in the original. They were just witches. Like, we don't need a reason for them to be evil. Like, they're just witches. They, you know, like fucking with people. They like power. They want to stay young. That's more than enough backstory we need. But when they finally, like, cast the power, the ultimate power spell and everything like that, there's a thing, like a warning before it saying that you have to, like, give up what you love most. And for Winnie, it ends up being her sisters. And then she realizes what's happening and she's like, oh, please undo the spell, I'm so sorry, power is nothing without my sisters and everything like that. And it's like, come on, you didn't need that. Like, it's, like, I didn't even care for the first movie that much, and that's how much this second one pisses me off. Again, same problem in Cruella. It was a decent enough start, and then that third act fucking ruined it. And then now we've got the same situation here. I mean, I'll give it this. They make it pretty sequel-proof, so they can't really do a Hocus Pocus 3. Although, damn them if they won't fucking try. I can see it now. Like, Hocus Pocus 3, the little kids coven the Wakens fuck you. I did not expect to get that, like, fired up about this movie. Like, it's not even that bad. It's just that ending just kind of ruined it for me. It's a pretty inoffensive watch. Like, if you liked the first one, I'm sure you'll enjoy this. And if for nothing else, it's a bit of background noise to keep your kids quiet around Halloween. So watch it if you want to. I wouldn't recommend it, but whatever. If I had to rate it, I'd probably give it a 2 out of 5. And that does it for this video. Let me know down in the comments if you've seen Hocus Pocus and Hocus Pocus 2. What are your thoughts on them? Which one did you like better? And what is your favorite Halloween movie to watch around this time of year? Until then, be sure to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell so you can stay up to date on when I'm posting. Follow me on all my social media, subscribe to my main channel. Everything you need to know will be in the description. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later.
Hello, you.